Hi there, this is Jay Rodarmel with LifePlan Lawyer. I'm a wills, trust, and probate attorney here in California. So, can I make amendments to my trust myself? Do I need to have an attorney do that, or can I do it myself? First thing I want to mention is that when the most common amendment people are thinking of when they say I want to make an amendment is adding or removing assets from their trust. And so those changes are actually not changes to the trust itself, and those are things that you should feel comfortable doing yourself. For my clients, I explain how that process works, of later being able to add and remove things to your trust. And if you forget what that process is, we don't charge you if you call back later and say, hey, I can't remember what you said 3 years ago about what to do when I buy a new house. We will talk to you and let you know what needs to happen. The types of amendments that I would recommend you do go back to the attorney for would be changes to who your trustees are or who your agents are. So who is going to be the one to help me. And the other one would be if you're changing distribution clauses. So who is going to be inheriting assets under my trust. And it's not that you can't do those things yourself. For the trust that I create, as long as it's notarized, it's going to be valid if you go and amend something under a notary. But you're really losing a lot of value because if you think about, I went to an attorney, I spent this money to put a plan together, that attorney is standing behind the plan. If there's anyone who later tries to contest the plan and says, no, you didn't know what you were doing, you didn't have capacity, someone was twisting your arm, you have the support of that attorney to say, hey, I was there and that's not the case and this plan should work. Very often people will go make these amendments to a great plan that they had and not involve an attorney. And so those are the things that end up being contested. It's not the original trust that's contested, it's that amendment that got done that may have been done with the notary at the UPS store signing it, who then is not available to testify as a witness and say this is the circumstances of why that happened. So I think it's worth the money. It's not, I try to make it very reasonable, the cost to do simple amendments to your trust. And I think just, having it under the supervision of that attorney, they can ask you a few questions to make sure, what is the rationale? Why are you doing this? Does this make sense? Have you thought about that? What if this person is no longer living? Where do things go then? What if you don't have this asset anymore? What do we do then? So we can ask the what if questions, and just as importantly, we can make some notes and then be there to stand behind the plan if anyone later decides that they don't like what you've done and they want to try and contest things. All right, thanks.